Welcome. Thank you guys for coming out on this Sunday to support these athletes to the 6th annual Brown Pelican Awards. And this evening we are celebrating those who play basketball. Yes. A lot of legends in the house tonight. A lot of old school legends. I don't know if they can still dribble a basketball, but we'll see. We will see. And speaking of basketball, we go all the way back to 1891 when, of course, Dr. James Naismith invented the sport in Springfield, Massachusetts. If you ever get a chance to go to Springfield, Massachusetts, or maybe if you've been to Springfield, Massachusetts, you can check out the NBA Basketball Hall of Fame. I had the pleasure of going there once. Got there, the doors were locked. True story, true story. Got there, place was closed. But tonight we're going to celebrate basketball excellence here in St. Martin. It's something that is a sport that has been all over the world. It's so global now, not just in the United States, but from China to Japan to Iran, Afghanistan, and right here on our 37 square miles of St. Martin, St. Martin. So before we begin our evening, let us all stand up, please, for our St. Martin song. And here to sing our St. Martin song, give a nice round of applause for Miss Shanella James.
Where over the world, say where, you find an island there, so lovely small, with nations free, with people French and Dutch, though talking English much, as the St. Martin in the sea. Oh, sweet St. Martin's land, so bright by beach and strand, with sailors on the sea and harbors free, where the chains of mountains green variously in sunlight sheen. Oh, I love thy paradise, nature's beauty fairly nice. Oh, I love thy paradise, nature's beauty fairly nice. Saint Martin, I love thy name, in which Columbus' fame and memories of old are closed. For me a great delight, thy Southern Cross the night. May God the Lord protect thy coast. Oh, sweet St. Martin's land, so bright by beach and strand, with sailors on the sea and harbors free, where the chains of mountains green variously in sunlight sheen. Oh, I love thy paradise, nature's beauty fairly nice. Oh, I love thy paradise, nature's beauty fairly nice. Good evening to all gathered here today. I see you already standing, so I won't invite you again. But allow us to acknowledge the creator of the universe and of mankind, that we ask by His Holy Spirit He take full control of this ceremony. So join me in bowing your heads at this moment. Father, I ask for your blessing on this ceremony. The legends, their families, our esteemed dignitaries, the sport department, the National Sport Institute, and all who are gathered with us today to witness this momentous occasion. As we honor these women and men and organizations for their achievements, help us, O Lord, to be reminded that your word says in James 1, verse 17, that every gift is from God. You have gifted man with many talents, and today we especially recognize those in the area of basketball. We celebrate their ability to have succeeded not only locally, but also regionally, and I dare say also internationally. Father, your word says in Colossians 3, verse 17, and whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. So Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you. We said thank you for these wonderful lives. Thank you for bringing us together to recognize the hard work and dedication of these award recipients. As we honor them each individually, and oh God, even collectively, help us to remember, though, that all glory belongs to you. Thank you for the friends and family who came to support and encourage these individuals. Help us always to remember to do everything, oh God, with a grateful heart and to keep our focus on you. And oh God, finally, as we pray tonight, we pray that everything, oh God, that is done, everything that is said this evening will be in the spirit of God of excellence and love, all for your honor and for your glory. And for this we say, in Jesus' name we pray, and all will join me in saying and agreeing, amen.
Protocol having been established, good evening. We are here this evening because sports matters, and definitely because sports are important. Sports are important because it contributes to good health, it helps to build good morale, and definitely motivates all of those who are busy with sports. As Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, together with the Department of Sports, the National Sport Institute, and the St. Martin Olympic Federation, we recognize the contributions that has been made and is still being made by our athletes in the various sports, and would like all athletes to know that we appreciate you and your contribution to St. Martin in sports. Tonight, we are gathered here to collectively observe the qualities and successes that led an individual to become an elite athlete. Discipline, respect to self and others, dedication, being able to stay focused, and sportsmanship are some of the qualities that these valued athletes have. This is the 6th Brown Pelican Sports Awards in the field of basketball. The Brown Pelican Sports Awards seeks to highlight the performance, participation, and contribution of athletes, persons, and organizations alike within the sporting world on St. Martin. When it comes to our nominated organizations, we look at qualities that are spread among the body of persons, a unique synergy and cohesion of skills, such as an ability to spot unique talent, provide guidance and understanding how to motivate athletes to dig deeper and find their true selves in their respective sports. Last but certainly not least, their commitment to the organization of their sports. It is important to look at least in the past to see where we are going. Looking at the past athletes who graced our stadiums, such as Casey Carty, Nathan Edwards, the Ellis sisters, Denzel Richardson, and many more, shows us what true passion and hard work in sports can achieve. It can take us places, open doors, and imagine what seats may become available at the tables where we only ever dream of. The intense selection and nomination process takes much deliberation. The delicate and intricate aspects of structuring, guidance, and diligent coordination by the Department of Sports have taken place. And the Department of Sports consists of a small team. I would like you to put your hands together for the work that they have done here tonight. I would like to say to the Department of Sports, thank you for your dedicated work, your tireless effort, and your love for sports. To the St. Martin Sports and Olympic Federation and to the National Sport Institute, thank you for your support and contribution to the process of making tonight possible. And lastly, to the parents, families, friends, coaches, organizations, and all who supported and pushed these athletes to be better and better. Thank you. The support and recognition of a nation can move mountains and keep us afloat. In closing, we will continue to support and give recognition to all our athletes and organizations and continue to assist with the development of sports on St. Martin. I thank you and have a very special evening.
Now, as the minister mentioned, we are here at the 6th Annual Brown Pelican Awards. And just a little overview of exactly how we got here to the nominees for tonight. The Brown Pelican Awards, of course, is an annual award that aims to mainly highlight persons, organizations, businesses, and projects who had an impact on sports on the island over the years. Now, tonight, where we come together, we celebrate the talents, success, achievements of our athletes and sports heroes, as well as the people, organizations, businesses, and projects who make sports happen in the community of St. Martin. Now tonight, the spotlight will be placed on the excellence in sports stakeholders who have helped sports to continue, as well as champion our path of the legends in the world of basketball. Now, in order to create this memorable evening, various sports organizations within the community were approached and a request was made to them to present the persons, organizations, businesses for this year's categories who they thought were deserving of the awards which we are presenting here tonight. Now, a long time and a lengthy period was given to the federations, lead organizations within all various sports to present their candidates for tonight. Now, to finalize this process, the selection committee from the St. Martin Sports and Olympic Federation selected nominees and the eventual winners who will be highlighted here tonight. And tonight, we'll be recognizing the legends, as I mentioned, in basketball. The department consulted the Basketball Federation, as well as many individuals within the community who were able to assist in the selection of legends that we are going to be recognizing here tonight. Now, the persons who are being recognized tonight by no means is the complete list of contributors and participants of basketball on this island, but it is a start. So with that said, I would like to give some honorable mentions tonight. And you can give a round of applause with each one. First of all, we have the DeWeaver brothers, Freddie and Frankie. Nice round. Fermine George. Roly James Busby. Alfredo Pantoflit. David Gums. Gerald James. Miguel Fleming, also known as Smokes. Robert Boseman, known as Third World. Louis Richardson. Rudy Hoover. Leonard Otis Richardson, known as Grip. Mark Edwards, known as Snooks. Miguel Richardson. And last but not least, Siegfried Hodge. We'd also like to recognize and thank the individuals for their contribution to the sport of basketball. So thank you. Now, with that said, let's get on to tonight's awards. So our first award this evening, we're doing Male Athlete Under 13. So if you're a winner tonight, please come on stage, accept your award, and say a little something. Don't be shy. So we're going to look at our screen here, and once again, these are our nominees for Male Athlete Under 13.
The nominees for Best Male Athlete of the Year in the Under 13 category are: in sailing, Rio Stump; in basketball, Tamar Thomas; and in athletics, Carlos Bryson.
And the winner is Male Athlete Under 13, Carlos Bryson.
It's a pleasure to receive this award from the Sport Pelicans Federation. And kudos go out to Mr. Abdul. We travel a very far way to reach here, and I appreciate this award here. Thank you to each and every one of you present. Bye.
We're going to continue with the male athletes. This is Male Athlete Under 18. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Male Athlete of the Year in the Under 18 category are: Ishriel Charles in soccer, Kenvinson Malivert in basketball, and Nathan Edward in cricket.
And the winner is Nathaniel Edwards. Here to accept the award is his father.
It's a huge honor to receive this on the behalf of Nathan Edward. I thank everyone who make it possible for this award, the Brown Pelican Sports Award. Thank you.
Now, not only are we going to be giving away awards this evening, like we mentioned, we're going to honor some legends, some St. Martin legends. And our first legend this evening, Joseph Marty Williams. Let's take a look at the screen.
Talk to us a little bit about the competition back in those days.
When I first came here, I think it was in '79. I saw BBW
Giants.
Giants practicing in Simpson Bay, and that's where I'm from Simpson Bay. So naturally, Bob Yatley called me over, told me to come practice, and when he saw me practice, he was like, "Okay, you're on the team." And that's where I met Dookie.
Yep.
We played together for a few years. And our main rival was always Plaza 21 Traitors at that time.
Yeah, Traitors.
Which eventually morphed into you guys, into the Rebels.
Rebels.
But the Traitors was, that was Town.
That was Neville and those strong
Bob
boys.
Roberts,
Bob,
Neville Lake, Frankie Freddie DeWeaver, Joe Wilson. Can't remember all the names right now.
Yeah, because you guys were the A-class team, and we were the juniors back in those days.
When I came here, I was 16 years, so I was playing 16 years old with the A-class team.
Yeah, but you had a different game too. I mean, you had a game that was unbelievable. I used to watch you shoot the ball, and I couldn't believe what I would be seeing back in those days. But the rivalry back then was
great. It was great. I think what had a lot to do with it too was the districts. You had
Exactly.
district teams.
Exactly.
Like when we played against town, the whole Simpson Bay Cold, they would be on Milton Peters, and then
Yeah.
town people would come. So
Exactly.
that was a big part of it also, because we had a lot of fans in those days. Even Milton Peters used to be
Rocking.
jam packed. Yeah, yeah.
Guys would have the cans with the rocks.
Yeah, yeah, the Weaver sisters. A lot of cans with rocks, and you have to make sure you don't fall in the wrong part of the crowd, you know. So those were great days, man. Those competition was also at a very high level.
Yeah, it was. It was
So
definitely.
it was always.
But it was also in, you know, what I felt back then, and I've heard it from the other legends as well, the fact that despite the fact that the competition on the field was rough and tough, when we came off the field, we were one brotherhood.
Yeah, yeah. The game in the Caribbean was a lot more physical than the States.
Yeah, yeah.
So, hey, I used to get physical. I can remember when I first came, Frankie used to harass me a lot. Frankie the Weaver used to harass me a lot physically. And they would try to get in my head like that. But yeah, those days were physical. And after the game, it was kind of a small community too. So I had to pass you guys sitting down by Gilbert's to go to my wife's house at that time. So it was all interconnected, which was great. And we always traveled together
We would travel together.
selections.
Yes, exactly.
So there was always love between the players.
Exactly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out and supporting us tonight. Not a good speaker, so you're not going to hear much words from me. Just want to thank the organizers for this honorable event. I'm very humbled, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Let's continue with another legend here in St. Martin. Let's take a look at the screen of our next legend, David Dookie Richardson.
Why basketball for you? Why, what made it basketball for you?
Well, first of all, it's a pleasure and an honor to be recognized. I know this is one of the sport's most prestigious awards. I'm honored to be a part of that. Why basketball? I play baseball, I play basketball, but I think growing up in New York, basketball was more convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and everybody played basketball, and you had to have a kind of a grit, a toughness playing basketball in New York City, because if you weren't a gamer, you would never get on the court.
Yeah.
That was all a part of it. You got to be able to play to be able to play.
Imagine.
Yeah. So if you couldn't play, you're always going to be on the sideline. So I made sure that I was always one of the guys that was playing. So basketball became a thing, and I played a little junior college basketball as well, community college, upstate New York, at Aranda Community College. I played there for 2 years. So I got kind of a basic, some training from, you can say, 2D college. Right. So I understood what training was about, how to train and so forth.
How to prepare yourself for the game.
And these type of things. So, yeah, so that was a part of it. So basketball just became, and then when I came back to St. Martin in '79,
that is exactly when St. Martin basketball began to take off,
exactly.
Because that's when we had organized games and we had teams, etc., etc.
Because I wasn't even off the plane very long before I met Bobby. And Bobby said, "Do you play basketball?" I said, "But of course, who don't play basketball from New York, He said, "Man, we have a team. Let's join the team." So he gave me a uniform before I even try out for the team. So anyway, that was the BBW Giants at that time. So we started playing. It was nice competition up by Milton Peters College.
Exactly.
And the competition was, the fans was special.
Yeah, into it.
Especially when BBW is playing the Rebels town, right? That was a special game. People walking from town, people walking from Simpson Bay, Cold Bay, just to come and see the game.
To the games
Walk to the games, yeah. So it was really, really nice. It was really a nice atmosphere, yeah.
It was rocking, and then you would have
Yeah.
Elton Richardson
Right.
calling the games.
Calling the games. Lloyd Richardson
Lloyd
is
Richardson calling
right.
the games.
Right.
Rudy Hoover was the
Right.
referee.
A referee.
Yep.
Major Brown was a
Major
referee.
Brown was a referee.
Yeah.
Rez Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, yes. So it was nice. It was it was the beginning of the development of basketball in St. Martin.
Exactly.
And I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yep.
You know, to
You
have
were
a hand,
very much a part of that.
to have a hand in that. Good evening, folks. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Like I said, I was very happy to be a part of the development of basketball in St. Martin. It's been a long journey, you know. I wanted to talk about my skills, but I don't know if that's going to be too much. Yeah? I want to talk about my team. We had a special team called the Ball Meddlers. And the team couldn't be beat. So what they did, my good friend Don Hughes and Bobby Otley, they started importing players. They said, they brought in players from all over. And you know when you make a roster, that's your roster, right? But they were changing the roster every time they play us. So they decide we can't beat them, let's break up the team. So they started, they weeded Matty out of the team. Matty was part of our team. And they started weeding off the players, but it was a good time. It was a wonderful time. And I was just happy to be a part of the development. But I want to say two things, a couple of things. When I came, basketball, it was good competition, but the skill level wasn't high. They saw me play. My play was a little different. I could dribble, take people off the dribble, shoot off the dribble. That was something new to them. A couple of kids that I saw after seeing me play, Tempo. I don't know his last name, but I call him Tempo. Yeah, Tempo kind of idolized me a little bit, and he developed pattern his game. He was a great 3-on-3 player. He would break your ankles. He'd had all the moves. And then I saw another kid. I had stopped playing at that time. This kid name was Siegfried Hodge. Yeah. This kid, when I saw him play, I said, yeah, that's a real deal. That kid can play. But there was a lot of other good players, but I would just like to say thank you very much for this prestigious award.
I like the little presentation that we have this year with the Brown Pelican Awards. Got to give it up for Claret. Looking like you belong on the NBA today. You might have a future. All right, our next legend. Show your love for Joseph Cream Holman.
Tell me some of the tougher players that that you played against.
Okay.
Give me a few. Give me the top three tough guys that you played against locally. We're talking local.
He wasn't a big guy, but he was pesky. Matthew Williams, small in stature, tough as they come.
Yep.
Bob
Roberts.
Bob Roberts.
Yeah.
Lengthy as they come. If you put the ball up carelessly, he would just throw it in the stands.
Yeah.
And then we had Fermin.
That was a big guy.
Fermin was about what, 6'4",
6'6".
He was big.
He was. And to us, I probably about 6'8".
6'8".
Yeah.
And he weighed about 200 and odd pounds, and you know.
He could have sky too. He jumped. He had good fundamentals.
And you know, because he was on the team, who they used to put to hold Fermin.
Exactly.
I in my short self, I holding Fermin, but those were the three tough guys that always was a problem. And then I could also add a fourth to that. Later on comes a young fellow by the name of Sifli Hodge. Sifli was one heck of a player. And I was like, oh my God, how are we going to deal with him? You know, we find our way to deal with him, but it wasn't easy. Those are the four
Tough players.
top
Tell
players
me a little bit about the players that you would sit and watch and like to see play ball.
in terms of locally.
Yeah, locally. We're not going regional or international yet.
I'd love to see Marty playing when he's not playing against me.
Yeah,
That's for sure, because he always was. Sifli,
yeah.
my brother-in-law, old man,
Gold man,
was slow. As slow as it come for a basketball player,
but effective.
but effective. And also my brother-in-law, Tony, slow like heck, but very effective. Could shoot the ball and so forth. Oh, this is really an honor and a pleasure. Usually, 6 years before they created the Brown Pelican Award, people used to get awarded when they're no longer with us. So this is really a change and an honor, and I would hope to see it. I would hope to see it continue. You know, with all the beautiful people out there. So I want to say a word of thanks to the selectors who select me to be a part of this great prestige award. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for the support and continue to support the sports. Thank you.
All right, let's get back to some awards. We have a lot more legends to honor tonight, but we're also here for some sports awards. Our next category is Female Athlete Under 13. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Female Athlete of the Year in the Under 13 category are Feline Osterhoff in sailing, Sharday Richardson in athletics, and Tyler Timothy in netball.
And the winner is Sharday Richardson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. It is an honor to stand here and accept this year's award for Best Female Athlete for Track and Fields. I am Shari Richardson, an 11-year-old student attending Hillside Christian School in St. Peters. I like drawing, painting, baking, swimming, and singing. And no, I didn't forget track and fields. Track was not my first choice. It was swimming and then tennis. However, I grew to love this sport at a very young age. My father told me I looked at how the coaches would train the athletes, and if one of them did not perform well, I showed him or her how to do it. I started track and field when I was 6 years old. I have participated in long distance, 400 and 800 meters competitions, and represented my island and team in competitions held in Curacao and Anguilla. I would not have come this far if it were not for key persons in my life, whom I want to acknowledge. To my coach, Coach Lewis, who is also my dad, by the way, and Coach Abdul. A huge thank you for your hard work and dedication. To my parents, Mr. Lewis and Miss Tracy Richardson, who is always pushing me to strive for excellence in whatever I do and believing in me. Thank you. Oh God. Okay. My sister Chanel, brother Omani, and my grandparents, who we affectionately call moms and pops. Thank you for your encouragement as well, and also Uncle Alan, who is always on his bike pushing and encouraging me. A big thank you to Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports, in particular, Ms. Chanel Richardson and her team at Department of Sports for seeing the importance of organizing this event. In closing, I encourage the government and various business on the island to continue investing in sports for the current future youth of St. Martin. I thank you.
She was so nervous. It's not easy getting on the microphone, trust me. It looks easy, it's not easy. All right, our next category, female athlete under 18. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Female Athlete of the Year in the Under 18 category are: in sailing, Jordan Peterson; in netball, Leanne Ford; and in volleyball, Natalie Johnson.
And the winner is, under 18 female athlete is, I saw her father tonight, Natalie Johnson.
Good evening. I don't have much to say other than a couple of thank yous. Thank you to the organization for the award, the nomination, and for acknowledging me. Thank you to my coaches, specifically Coach Leo and Coach B, for the many years that we've spent together training. Thank you to my parents, and to lastly, my teammates, for all the encouragement and support you've given me through the years. Thank you.
Okay, I want to ask the room a question. We have basketball fans here, correct? So, who's the greatest basketball player, NBA, of all time? Kareem, LeBron, Jordan, MJ, LeBron? See, it's a question we can go on and on and on. But nobody said my favorite, which I think is the greatest NBA player of all time. The man holds 72 NBA records, 68 of them all by himself. He once averaged 22 rebounds a game. He once averaged 50 points a game. He once scored 100 points in a game. Wilt Chamberlain. Nobody recognizes Wilt Chamberlain. 72 records. Half of those records, most of those records will never, ever be broken. They actually changed rules in the game because of Wilt Chamberlain, because he was so dominant. The 3-second rule, that's because of Wilt Chamberlain. There was actually even a rule at one point you couldn't dunk a basketball. That was prohibited because of Wilt Chamberlain and the likes. So I asked you this question, who is the greatest NBA player? Because tonight, as people were coming in, I was asking some of the basketball players, who's the best St. Martin basketball player all time? And I got a lot of different answers, but one name a lot of people said the most, and he is our next legend. Give it up for Cedric Lambert.
Tell us a little bit about why basketball, why you chose basketball, and what basketball did for you back in those days, knowing that you was a St. Peter's player.
First of all, so thanks for having me here. Good to everyone. For me, basketball, I started playing basketball from seeing my uncle play. It attracted me. And back in those days, everyone wanted to play some kind of sport.
Yes.
And I tried basketball because I like it very much, very exciting. And as I started playing more, my first start out was kind of like, you know, when you're young, your body's slender, and guys who know the game will rough you up and
Rough you up a little bit.
what are you doing here? Like, you know, so and back those days too, we had no basketball court. We get a bicycle rim with a piece of sheet wood and a 2x4 inside the street. We play there. When a car's coming, you know, car
You move,
coming.
you move off the kid.
Come back on the court.
And this was in St. Peter's, right? Yeah, exactly.
As time progressed, I joined a team, which was the Techniques from St. Peter's. We had a very good family-like team. You know? I always together, we line together, we eat together, we church together. Man.
Yeah.
Very nice and tight.
And I would say that most of the basketball teams back in those days, because we spoke to a few legends as well that were before your time. And all of them said the same thing. All of the teams at the time, either they came out of a district, but it was a clique of young men, young boys that always hung out together, that did everything together. So, you know, that was the example of all the districts back in those days.
Yeah. As time progressed, I joined the team and I fell more in love with the game. It was like, I just eat, sleep, train basketball. I had a basketball, a needle pan over my bed, a tennis ball.
Shooting
in it, you know. And I did train by myself because I like my craft to be special.
Yeah.
I don't like to be a common player. I like to be, when I come on the court, I'm fresh.
Yeah.
Nobody can touch me.
You were one of the guys that I love watching play because you played really above the rim at a time.
Yeah. Good evening. Welcome to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and to be honored. Quite tall, you know that, right? Yeah. There we go. I want to give thanks to the Brown Pelican Award Committee and all the legends who made it possible for me, who played along with me, battled with me. Thank you all, man. I love you all.
Moving right along, let us get to our fifth legend of the evening. Show your love for Curvin Gums.
Who were some of the players that was tough for you to go up against? I mean, you mentioned Victor, Fermin, Cream, but who do you play against? Who were those tough guys that had you up at night before the game thinking, well, tomorrow I got to face this guy?
To be honest, I never used to look up to none of them. Honestly.
I mean, you played fearless, huh? Now I can understand why.
But you know, they had great overall players, but like I tell you, it's a team effort.
Yeah.
But then when I saw Ansel West from Aruba, and he dropped 65 points on Dookie, Marty, Bernard, Earl, and Lolly. That was the ball medalist.
Yeah.
Bobby brought in Ansel from Aruba, and that was one of my greatest games I see, even up to now, because Ansel was just shooting. Imagine in them days, only 2 points.
Yeah.
You know, and Ansel shooting from half court, and he's just saying, he feels when he's gonna miss, and he just say, "We bound! And that's all he was hearing all night, but he dropped 65 points on top. Dookie was a semi-pro, the claim.
Yeah.
Dookie was a semi-pro. Marty just came from America. Bernard from America. And then they had Spidey. All of those, it was an American team assembled together just to beat whom? The Rebels again. You know, and that was it. We was just the pride of St. Martin and pride of Dong Street, so to speak. And, you know, we was all about just winning.
Right. You definitely played ball with a lot of heart. You played above the rim.
Good evening to each and every one. I first would like to thank the Lord for bringing me here, because I would like to say that I was born good. Ain't no baby about that. And like I said, when I touch the mic and I sing, I'm the best. When I hold the ball in my hand, I was the best. So I'd like to thank the Department of Culture, Youth, and Sports for giving me that honor. And I would like to say, you all gave me my flowers when I was here. So I thank you all, and God bless each and every one.
Now, our next legend, I didn't even know was a legend. I know this guy. Every time there's a hurricane, I would call him to come fix my phone line, fix my internet. I didn't know I had a legend on my roof. Our next legend, give it up for Mr. David Brooks.
Tell me a little bit about why basketball for you, David, because you came in after we were you came in with you came in with a younger group.
Yes,
you came in with the next phase.
I come in with a younger group, a bunch of young guys from Soccer Garden. We had one there, her name is Juni Violinos.
Yep.
He was our experiment. He was really tall. Smooth. Always smiling. He pushed us to do it. Actually, he did.
Yeah.
What he did is he asked me if I wanted to really play this game. I told him, if you want to play, I will play with you. He said, but remember you play volleyball? I said, yes. But I also play basketball.
And back in those days,
so we
when you
play
put
all
your,
the sports. We play all
you
the
put your
sports.
head in, you play everything.
And from that day, I told him, I said, you know what? We have a great team in Soccer Garden. A bunch of young guys, always committed to each other, love each other like nothing else. No one call each other by the name, everyone call each other by brother.
Yeah.
Which you know that yourself.
Yeah.
And coming up with a small team, which you know, we only had like a half of the year that we play with the small guys. After we win that year, I told the guys, I say, we cannot play with them. We're playing too advanced to them.
Yeah.
So we can't go another year with them. So Joni turned around and said, you sure can we make it with the big guys? I said, I'll tell you what. Clarence teach me a little thing. You teach me something. Queen teach me something. Bamboo teach me something. And most of all, I will never say not, which was the tall guy from El Tigres, Fermin.
Fermin?
Yes. And I learned each and every move that I could make from you all. And I tried to put it in one ball.
Mm-hmm. Make it your own.
Make it my own. And I told him, all I wanted to do for me is every time I lapse and I look like I'm tired, push me to that limit. Because I know he could not do it.
Yeah.
Remember, all of us know he was sick.
Yeah, he was sick, yeah.
But he was so smooth that he used to confuse you all while playing because
when you least expected,
him, he was there.
That baseline move he had,
so smooth on that baseline. When he come along there, you just give him that ball. You wonder to yourself, should you go and rebound? Nah, that good he was.
He was great, yeah.
Then I watch up to Cream. Not only a great ball player, wow, but a definitely beautiful captain.
Yep.
No matter what, he would pong on you. Let's go. Let's go. I remember the day in Aruba while playing. He told me, he said, I want you to handle that ball. I said, but I can't do that. Freddie gonna cuss.
Yeah.
He say, this ain't got nothing to do with Freddie right now. You and Snooks going up on that top there. It's a great honor to be right up here today, missing my brother. Throughout the games of basketball, Don Hughes, he wasn't an easy guy, but he always tell you to run. Run. When it come wrong, a man like Tempo, great man with a hand, but then he still had to look up to David, his cousin. But anyhow, throughout all the games playing ball, I admire two guys when they come up. Cedric and Seafried Hodge. While playing the game, it was very difficult to play them. But because of learning the game and playing against so many guys, and they taught me the game, I decided to play the game different. As a big man, I became one of the best ball handlers in the league, where I decided I'm going to make the big fellows sweat. To catch me, you have to be faster than me. I throw on a lot of weight now, but believe it or not, I was like a stick, like a rabbit. My cousin Dookie, we always had it out. Always. Man, I used to tell him clean, you're not better than me. I don't care where you're from. Cream. Wow, I could smile now because it's true. Cream. We bouncing each other like two cockfight. Big roosters there. Pound for pound. Power versus power. Only one thing could have catch him. Speed. Always use his speed. Because he would have pung out of that rim like it was nothing. So for me, I had a great time. Wonderful time. I blessed my mother and father. My old man used to cut me ass. I don't want you playing the sport. Then you're going to hear Bob and Don Hughes. You want me to talk to him? No. But you got to play tonight? Yes, I come in. I will get out there and come, get beat, but yeah, I wanted to play. I wanted to play that bad. Till Don Hughes decided to make a gym. And we decided to play this big game, really big game, getting a coach, everything. And that night he come to watch me play. The first time he ever said, I didn't believe it was that good. You know? To come here to honor this, not having him with me, is a great, great pleasure. I thank everyone that did this to all of us, and I hope it can continue because, as Cream say, I prefer it now and not when I'm gone. So, in closing, I will say thank you all very much for this great opportunity.
They say there's no I in team but there's an M and an E. I didn't make that up. Anyway, here are your nominees for Best Overall Team.
The nominees for Best Overall Team are Men's National Football Team, Dynamics Athletics Team, Men's National Senior Volleyball Team.
And the winner is for Best Overall Team, Men's National Volleyball Team.
Good night, everyone. On behalf of the St. Martin National Men's Senior Team, we'd like to say thanks. It was a very hard journey. We just came back from coming out third in a competition in Antigua. A lot of work, put in a lot of hours, and not everyone is able to be here with us today. We had a few of our athletes had to fly in from the Netherlands. So on behalf of the, again, St. Martin Volleyball Association, I just want to thank all our supporters. Right?
All right, so if you have a team, you need somebody to coach this team. And that is our next category, Best Male Coach. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Male Coach are Parshram Singh in cricket, Gidari Burton in soccer, Abdul Watley in athletics.
And the winner is Best Male Coach, Mr. Singh.
Protocol already established. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening to each and every one of you. It is a great honor to be the recipient of this award. Thank you very much. There are so many people I can stand here and say thank you to. But first of all, to the man above to give you the strength and courage to continue to do what you do every day. To my family, to Cricket St. Martin, acknowledge the president here for allowing me to work with the kids. To the Future Champ team and the parents for having that belief in me and trust to develop their skills as youths. And to Nagico Insurance, who have played a major role, not only in my development as a coach or in cricket, but in sports in general. And to each and every one of you again, thank you very much.
We did the male coach. Now it's time for female coach. Here are your nominees for Best Female Coach.
The nominees for Best Female Coach are Yvonne Mookie Illis in bodybuilding, Ralisha Busby in soccer, and Melika Timothy in netball.
And the winner is Best Female Coach, Mahalika Timothy.
I want to say thank you to the sports department for this great honor. But first, I must say thank you to my assistant coach and also some of my fans inside. Thank you. And also, thanks to my president. I want to say a special thank you. And I'm nervous. General have me in heels today. But I just want to say thank you for the honor. It's really appreciated. Thank you.
Coming up, we have Best Sponsor, Best Sports Organization, and more. But now it's time for us to honor some of our legends. Our seventh legend of this evening, I don't know if it's lucky seven, well, let's give a round of applause for Mr. Lorenzo Roberts.
Tell us a little bit about, how it was back in those days, Rose.
It was really rough.
It was rough.
It was really rough. And the players was not disciplined. Probably they even didn't know the rules, right? And they asked me to get involved in refereeing the games.
Right.
And I told them that, listen, for me to referee games, I have to know the rules and get a book for me and let me
Study
study the rules,
exactly.
right? Because I realized that when I used to make calls, the player would say, "That's not a foul. That's not a rule book." But then they didn't know about the rules. But I knew because I was reading up on things like that, right?
Right.
And then I went had the opportunity to go to Tortola
Okay.
with the St. Martin team.
Yes.
And then they had a clinic.
Right.
For 3 days, they had a clinic for the fundamental
refereeing.
refereeing basketball and the fundamentals, how to make calls, how not to get involved in personally with players.
Right.
Just call what you see, and things would work out. And I did that.
And it's important that you mention that because, you know, a lot of what we did back in those days were on a lot of raw talent.
Yeah.
You know, and then everyone wanted to be on the winning team. Everyone wanted to have the advantage, but then you had to play the game within the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And then the officiator, the one who is responsible for maintaining the rules, were the referees and the officials on the you know on the scoreboards, etc. You did this out of the love for the sport and the guys. You played a little ball too, and you played a little pickup ball back in the day.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about the organization itself. Like you mentioned Eddie, you know, there's a few guys that we can reminisce that was basically the driving force behind basketball from those days.
When Don Hughes got involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basketball became got better. So I didn't really want to play referee anymore. Dan said, "Man, come on, we're gonna make rules to make the game better." So what he did, he said, if any player misbehaved, he could not play.
He gets suspended.
And he could not play that game, right?
Right.
And if he wanted to play, he had to pay a fine.
Yeah, I remember those days.
And that made basketball better, right? Better. And I said, okay, I would go with that.
That's
and
good.
That's the way basketball got better, right?
And again, you know, it was like a close knit group of people.
Yes,
It was the organization, the officiating, you know, the people who would be setting up the court to get the games going. It was all a close knit, very, very close knit group.
Everyone was involved.
Everyone was involved.
Everyone was involved.
Unfortunately, Lorenzo could not be here with us this evening. He's fine, but he could not be here with us this evening. So I'm going to accept this award on his behalf. I'm going to take it home and put it on my shelf because I feel I might be a legend one day. No, but they're going to give this award to him. Unfortunately, no family members made it this evening, but give a nice round of applause once again for Lorenzo Roberts. Our next award, Best Sports Organization. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Sport Organization are St. Martin Football Federation, St. Martin Volleyball Association, and the St. Martin Netball Association.
And the winner is for Best Sports Organization, St. Martin Football Federation.
Good evening, all. Protocol has been established. Honorable ministers, invited guests, all, thank you very much. On behalf of the St. Martin Football Federation, I want to say thank you all for believing in us. This award, I think, wouldn't be possible for us to win it without the other sports organizations. We all are champions. This award is for all of us. I want to thank two persons for the Brown Pelican Awards. I think one of them is Miss Janelle Richardson, and her partner, who's one who started this, Mr. Christian Granham. Thank you all for starting this. Thank you very much.
Every year, well, not every year, but every time I do the Brown Pelican Awards, I always make mention of one of the most important things is sponsorship. It is so difficult on this island to find sponsorship. And a lot of the times, we, as in trying to get sponsorship, we're going to the same companies all the time. It's the same 5, 6, 7 companies who are doing sponsorship. And because of them, it's how we proceed and go forward with sports. So here are your nominees for Best Sponsor.
The nominees for Best Sponsor are Nagico Insurances, Pineapple Pete, Cost You Less.
And the winner is for Best Sponsor. Make some noise, ladies. Nagico Insurances.
Good night, everyone. First, I want to give God thanks. I want to thank my mom. Oh, no, this is for Nagico. So, on behalf of Nagico Insurances, I just want to say a big thank you. We are humbled, we are proud, and Nagico will always continue to support sports on the island and the community of St. Martin because that is a Nagico way. Team Nagico!
All right, let's get back on track. We're here to celebrate our legends of basketball. And our next legend, give a round of applause for Mr. Edwin Hodge.
Basically, I got involved with basketball through my brothers and.
So you went to make sure that they didn't behave bad? Is that what it came?
No.
Biggie Smalley?
No. It wasn't because of that. I got involved because of them and their surrounding friends, and that's how I got involved in basketball. And I was always a lover of basketball from way back. So, being that I was such a lover, I said, okay, let me get involved. And then I was approached to become president of the association because of the impact I had on the game or the games in St. Martin and the organization as well. Good evening, all. And first of all, I would like to thank the Creator for giving me the knowledge of many things, basketball included. And we had some good times in the past. But it's one sad thing now. I notice that now the basketball is not even a nominee with the teams. So someone have to pick up the mantle to continue that. Yeah. One of my co-legends, and I would like to also thank him personally for getting me involved in a game. And I'm a bit like David. Don Hughes also got me involved in a game to the higher level. And like David Brooks, I came from the volleyball side of sports, and then ended up with basketball. And once again, thank you all for coming out tonight, and thank you for the sports organizations. The Brown Pelican, keep it up.
We have 2 more legends to honor. And our next legend, I actually know this guy for boxing. I didn't know he was a big basketball guy. Yeah. Our next legend, show your love for Mr. Bobby Otley.
I would like for you to talk a little bit about back in the day with basketball. Let's go back to Milton Peters college days.
Okay, I'll go a little further. I could recall when in '73 that when we used to go to Phillipsburg on the court.
On the court.
On the court, and it was just one rim, and it was everybody playing 3 against 3.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I had a good relationship with the boys in them. So I could have gone there and run in between them anytime.
Yeah.
But then the guys them from Colby, they wanted to get the opportunity to play also on the court. But it was very difficult because, you know, Tongue had the court
Tongue
storm out.
dominate.
They dominated everything.
You said,
So-
like, the guys used to be lined up, actually,
Line up,
remember?
yeah,
The
yeah.
first three, and then who got next, and who got next, and who got next.
So it ended up that the deceased, Freddie DeVivo, I
Freddie.
spoke to him and I told him, let's do a match on a Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried, but when we reached on the court for the match,
Fellas
there
done
was
already.
fellas there got the court done locked in. So what I did, we went over Colby and we was practicing in Colby in the Lionel Connor School.
Okay.
The old Lionel Connor
Right.
School. It was just a little slope up about 15 feet wide and a length go down, and it was on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And what they had there was a netball rim.
Wow. So no backboard.
No backboard.
Wow.
So the guys in them, I went and I got balls. And the fellas in them used to run their practice, and we was practicing because we was determined to come in town and really beat town. So after that, we moved down to Simpson Bay.
Right.
At the Regina
Yeah,
School.
the Catholic school.
And this lady, Miss Claire Peters, was very instrumental in for us to get this school, because one of the policy was, if the caretaker's not there, we can't
use the facility.
Use the facility. And she made sure that she stayed there every day for us to play ball.
Wow. That's commitment.
Yeah. And we also, from there, we built our own rim and everything. We had guys from town coming down to play, Joe and all of them,
Exactly.
Neville,
Right.
coming down to play. So then we went up to Milton Peters. I went and I asked them permission for us to train up
And the
there,
gym up there,
and to mark off the court that we could play a tournament.
Okay.
And we got through, and I think it was one of the best things that happened to us.
That's
Definitely,
when the competition started.
that's
and
when
that's
the competition started.
Mr. Bobby Otley. Unfortunately, he could not be here this evening, but here to accept the award on his behalf is his son, Minister Omar Otley.
I had a request. As big as I am, I had to come collect this. That's how I was going to get some licks, eh? So, definitely. I would like to thank God. I really, really would like to thank God. Unfortunately, my dad is not here. He's not here due to illness, but due to the Brown Pelican Awards, I'm able to collect on his behalf while he is still here. And to every family member, every friend, every loved one that sit next to a legend, you are truly blessed, not because they are legends, they are living legends. You are truly, truly blessed. So, one thing I take from hearing everyone speak is a trait that I know I learned from my dad, is find a way to win. Regardless of what team is better than what team, import players. Find a way to win. That's important. Mr. Don Hughes, I love you. We grew up together. Well, I grew up under you. You and my dad grew up together. And I appreciate hearing the stories of what you did for the sport. Thank you. Minister of Education, thank you.
Our final legend this evening. We heard a lot of tonight, a lot of legends who came on this stage tonight actually mention this young man's name, and he's our final legend of this evening. Show your love for Mr. Don Hughes.
But you were one of the key drivers of basketball in St. Martin, and the Brown Pelican Awards are recognizing individuals who made contribution to the development of the basketball sport on Saman. So tell us a little bit about how you got into basketball, or how basketball got into you as one of the key drivers.
I like the way you phrase that. I never played basketball. I was never a person who played many sports. I got involved in basketball because of fellas like Freddie the Weaver.
Yes.
He was from Phillipsburg.
Exactly.
And he contacted me and asked me if I wanted to sponsor the team, which was the Traitors. Yes, you can remember that.
Do you remember what year that was? Or
I can't remember the year.
Or what period? That was back in the 70s, I think.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
That's when Bobby and the rest of them were trying to put this league together. And they had invited, Phillipsburg to start out the team. Because they used to have basketball before that. They used to play here on the same spot.
Right, that used to be the court that
Right.
we would call it back in the day. I think it was a tennis court that was built by Isles Hotel back in the day. I have some history too.
Right. Yeah, so they used to play basketball, but not in an organized manner.
Right.
And then they tried to organize it, and I sponsored the team that was from Phillipsburg because I'm from down street, actually. So the fellas from town, they became my team.
Exactly.
And after that, Elko Rosario got involved, and he started to tell us we should start and make the association a formal association.
Right. And Elko was a notary at the time,
He was
right?
a notary at the time.
Exactly.
So that's when we formalized the whole association. And Bobby Otley,
Yes.
he was the first president. I became the treasurer. Joan Burkle was the secretary at the time. And then we also had Elton Jones and Elton Richardson.
Yes.
They were also part of it.
Yes.
And we had some other people. I think Roland Bryson, the late Roland Bryson, was also part of the original setup. And from there, being the treasurer, I always had to look after the funding.
Exactly.
And they wanted me to get involved in that capacity as a businessman. And like I said, I never played basketball. But then I started to grow a love for the sport. And that desire to win, with my team to win, I went all out to try to make sure that we had one of the best teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, legends of basketball, it is a pleasure for me to recognize our living legend of basketball, Mr. Don Hughes.
In 1985, I had a dream, and that dream was to build a stadium. And I did it in 1985. Tonight, in 2022, there's a man who has a dream. His name, what's his name again? The man who built this place. I want you to give him a big round of applause. Rude Fleming. This place is awesome. I can't see too well, but what I can see, I must tell him, Rude, you did a great job. Your dream has come true. Anyhow, when it comes to basketball, I feel proud tonight to be here with all my comrades because these are the guys who made basketball great in the day, from 1974, when I got involved, until I left. And sometimes I wonder if I still left because every now and then somebody keep knocking on my door to tell me something about basketball. I would like to say a special word of thanks to the Ministry of Education, to Chanel and her counterparts. I'd like to say this word to the Minister of Education. In my day, our job was to try and keep all the boys off the block through sports. I am proud today when I look at fellas who played basketball today, fellas like ministers, fellas who run TLM, fellas who run in companies, Winair, like this guy here, Eddie. We groom of young men by not telling them anything, but just keeping them active and giving them the opportunity.
One of my best friends, Mr. Claret Connor, I'm proud of him. He's talking something about the World Bank, etc., etc. These are the kind of guys who used to be playing basketball. Cream, I could call him any time of the night. We have something to do tomorrow. Let's go get it done. I didn't have to beg. And I must say that these guys, I'd like to thank all of them for their contribution to the sport. And Minister, we are tired of participating in sports. We need to start competing on a big level. And the only way we can do that is with the help of your government. So let's get smart and start doing it the right way. Thank you.
As we continue on with the Brown Pelican Awards, let's get back to some awards. Our next category, Best Female Athlete Adult. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Female Athlete of the Year in the adult category are Mudian Profas in bodybuilding, Daricia Arundel in soccer, Tatiana Illis in aquatics, and Susan Madewell in cycling.
And the winner is, had it backwards. Oh, I know her. Tatiana Illis.
Good evening. Protocol being established, I would like to start by saying thank you, God, who gives strength to all those. Forgive me. Even though I'm a teacher, I don't really know why I'm nervous. I'm a little excited, but anyway, I'll start again. I would like to thank God who gives us strength to become more than we are. On behalf of Tatiana, and with a grateful heart, we are honored and humbled to receive this reward. She, like every athlete here, has gone through the highs and the lows of dreaming, persisting, and remaining dedicated. As every athlete knows, sacrificing and pushing until there's pain, and then pushing past the pain is the modus operandi. The acknowledgement of a job that is well done is what makes it all worthwhile, especially when you receive an award like this. So thank you, thank you, thank you to this organizing committee and to all the other athletes and the legends who have been here and have remained faithful to the dream. Congratulations and thank you.
I have to say, I know Tatiana. I've interviewed her a couple of times on my show. And as Don Hughes just mentioned, we need to get our athletes competing internationally. And that's one lady or one young girl who competes internationally. She did a swimming tournament not too long ago in Abu Dhabi. And I actually called my sister in Dubai, and I was like, listen, you gotta go see this girl swim. She's all the way from St. Martin. And that makes us proud and makes us proud people to have someone on an international level representing our small 37 square miles. Here to announce our next award, I would like to call up Mrs. Richardson. She's gonna present the Best Pro Female Athlete.
Good evening to everyone. Once we went through this process, we found that there was a discrepancy in terms of how we are recognizing persons. And it's one of the first things that kind of came up during this process this year, that we have to add something extra. So this year, beyond just having female adult athlete of the year, we are going to be recognizing pro female athletes of the year for the very first time. So the winner of that particular award this year is Miss Modian Profas.
This one really caught me off guard. First of all, like always, I would like to thank God, because without Him, I wouldn't be standing here, need to do the sport that I love and have passion for, which is bodybuilding. Thank you to the Bronze Sports Pelican Award for creating this platform to be able to recognize all the athletes for our hard work and dedication within the sport. I would like to thank WHIP, that's where I work, for their continuous support and sponsorship. A thank you to Mr. Nick Boyd, who sponsored me my supplements. A thank you to the government, Department of Culture, Youth and Sport, for the subsidy assistance that I received for my competition, but also for the send-off and the welcoming at the airport for my competition in Bermuda. These are some people I'm going to mention. They was behind the scene, but you wasn't seeing them, but they was there helping me. A thank you to Miss Minerva Romnet, Miss Mookie, Mr. Buganis Brown, Miss Emilia Connor. A thank you to my mom for her support. A thank you to my online coach, Miss Leonie Rose, for her continuous coaching and guidance in leading me to the top. Next stop is the big O, Olympia. Thank you to my son, my biggest fan and support for his patience. A thank you to Julia's gym, my gym family where I train, for their continuous support. Last but not least, a thank you to all my friends and followers on Facebook and Instagram for following me and all their supports. If you stay hungry for your dreams, if you fight hard enough for what you want in life and believe in yourself, you can make anything happen. Again, I will say thank you, and this was really a surprise. I was not expecting this. Thank you very much.
Our next award, Best Male Athlete. This is a good one. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Male Athlete of the Year in the adult category are Casey Carty, cricket, Bernarjus Brown, bodybuilding, Denzel Richardson, baseball, and Raheem Mullins, volleyball.
This is a tough one. Woo, who do you pick? And the winner of the Best Male Athlete of the Year goes to Mr. Casey Carty.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for coming out tonight to support this Brown Pelican event. You could have been somewhere else, but you have chosen to be here. And for that, I want to compliment you. This is the second time that I've been called upon to accept this award on Casey's behalf. And the reason for that is because he just could not be here. As I speak presently, he is involved in a cricket match in Antigua against Barbados. He didn't do too badly. What most important is that he continued to journey along in his cricketing career. And however, it gives me a great pleasure to stand in the gap on his behalf. So I want to say thank you for choosing him as the adult athlete of the year. So I would like to thank God for all that he has done in Casey's life and still continues to do. And for that, on behalf of myself and of course my wife Angela, who is not here, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Our next award is Best Pro Male Athlete. Here are your nominees.
Okay, once again, we saw the need to recognize not only adults and the under 13, under 18, but also pro athletes, showing them recognition for all the hard work that they have done in the development of their sport. So the winner this year for the Brown Pelican 2022 Male Pro Athlete of the Year is Mr. Denzel Richardson.
Good night to everybody. Some of you might not be aware of me, but I've been working my butt off for a lot of years. I signed professionally when I was 17 years old with the Colorado Rockies, and I started my baseball journey there. And it's been tough, you know. My biggest fear was losing the opportunity of playing at a high professional level, which it did happen. And I fall flat on my face, faced with anxiety, faced with depression, insomnia, and even to a low point of suicide. But I'm grateful for this award. I'm grateful for this organization. And I just want to say a few things on the journey for me to become this person I am today. I'm grateful for all the pains and struggles. I lost my mom when I was 23. I lost my father when I was 25. But it never stopped me from pursuing what they believed in me and what I believed for myself, which I had the support from them. In this baseball career so far, I would consider myself as a late bloomer. In my professional years, I was very egoistic, had no respect, and I was angry at the politics of baseball. They invest certain money in guys, so I wouldn't get to play, and I had a small window of playing, and I had to make the best out of it, or else I would just be on the bench. But throughout my career, I ended up playing in the Netherlands, and like I would say, everybody is born with wings, but in the Netherlands is when I learned to fly. And I'm grateful for everything that happened. Even my parents not being here, it hurts me, but I'm grateful because it forced me to become something that I am truly am already. Because I believe everybody is a seed, and the seed is potential, and potential to me is dormant ability. When you truly discover who you are and discover that power, you can achieve anything. And through baseball, I found my true purpose in life, which is to create a new standard for not only St. Martin people, but internationally. I've been constantly for the past 5 years winning awards in the Netherlands. Best hitter 3 times, MVP 2 times, and also the home run king 1 time. And some people would say I'm the face of baseball, but I don't take it for granted. I take it as a full responsibility to use my influence in a right way, not to show off and say I'm this, I'm that, but also to give back because I understand how it feels to be low. I understand how it feels to fight your anxiety. I understand how it feels to want to run, to even think about taking drugs to ease the pain, run to do something. And it's a tough road. And I truly found my purpose. And my purpose is to help individuals discover who they are, to become the tree that they were meant to be and give the fruit that we were meant to give this world. That is my true purpose in life, is to liberate people from mediocrity so that we can become and not participate, but be conquerors and become who we were truly meant to be. And I see Curacao, I see Aruba, and we have the talent here. But the only thing we don't have, that we're lacking at the moment, is a mentality. But it's coming. It's coming. This organization, I see the 13-year-old girl that had the speech, she already knew she won. She already knew she won. That mentality, this podium actually puts seeds in her mind that anything is possible. So I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for the turn that St. Martin is making to encourage the youth. And I look forward to the future. And also too, I lost my job playing professionally 6 years ago. My dream was to finally play pro again and compete with the mindset that I have right now. And 4 days ago, I got a professional contract after 6 years. And I want you to know, if you never stop dreaming, anything is possible. Keep dreaming, vision yourself. I said in an interview here last year, I'm going to be the MVP this year, and I manifest that because my belief system is everything. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So I'm a firm believer in your belief system. Trust yourself and pursue what you believe in yourself. Sight is is ability to see things as they are, but vision is a capacity to see things how they can be. And I trust my vision. I don't hang around realistic individuals. They can't see what I see. They can't judge my capacity. I put that limit on myself and I will shoot for the stars. I want to drive how fast this car was designed to drive. We are conditioned to drive 70. I conditioned myself to drive 200. So with that, in closing, I want to just thank everybody for coming out. And I wish my parents were here, but I know they're looking down at me and they're proud. And they're proud. And I'm grateful for the strength I have. I'm grateful for the journey that happened to me, that I can help others with their situations, help people become who they were meant to be. Thank you.
I'll tell you one thing, if he doesn't make it in baseball, he definitely has a job as a speaker. That was some powerful stuff right there. Really powerful. I'm proud of you. We want to give some closing remarks, so I would like to call up Mr. Cornett and Mrs. Richardson one more time.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, dignitaries, especially the athletes, because this night is about you. The Brown Pelican Award was created to honor those actually who are busy with sports, who has performed in sports. The intention is to create a sphere of excellence when it comes to sports. And we see we are well on the way. We have seen also the growth of the Pelican Sports Award, and we are so happy and appreciate to see that. To the athletes, congratulations. Continue working hard because this is just the tip of the iceberg. To the legends, we honor you. I'm honored to be able to honor you and recognize you. Basketball has been chosen this year, and yes, you have done your part in basketball for this. We thank you. To the rest, especially it's important to mention, we are honoring the amateur athletes, but because we have professionals also abroad working sports, this category has been created, as Jonah has mentioned, and we honor the professionals as well. The amateurs eventually will become professionals. So again, continue the hard work. Congratulations once again, and on to the next Brown Pelican Award. Thank you.
Good evening once again to everyone in attendance tonight. This is, as was previously mentioned, the 6th annual Brown Pelican Sports Awards. It happens every year. Thank you very much, Lisa. This was birthed, like Mike mentioned, to honor our athletes here on St. Martin. And this is our 6th annual, started back in 2015. And we're really proud of how it has grown and developed. We are happy and grateful that we are able to host these awards, considering all that we have been through over the past couple of years, from the hurricane in 2017 to COVID-19 in 2020 and 2021. Sport has been through a lot, and this event is just one of the ways in which we can show appreciation to all of the contributors, participants in sports who have persevered to ensure that sport continues. The department is dedicated to the development of sport, from our monthly and weekly schedules to our athlete features, from our incidental subsidies to our sports scholarships. We have contributed to athletes, organizations, and facilities to the tune of over 1.5 million guilders, ensuring that the majority of our budget is purposed to assist the furthering of sport on St. Martin. I think that deserves a round of applause. Tonight is no different. In honor of the theme for tonight, the proceeds will go directly for the development of youth basketball here on the island. We will continue to do what we love, and we will continue to do what we love to do, and that is facilitating sports on St. Martin. To end tonight, we would like to thank all of the nominees and congratulate the winners, the sport organizations who put names forward for consideration, and the organizations in attendance. We would also like to thank sport enthusiasts and those here to support sports. It is important that we can all come together to support sports and in the interest of sport as hashtag sports matter. Finally, I would like to thank my team, and I'm gonna call them up because I always do this and they always feel a bit embarrassed by this, but I'm gonna call them up. So we have Ryan Bowers, where you at? She is the newest member of my team, and I want to give her a resounding applause because in her first year with me, she has organized all of this. Wonderful. I want to bring up Yisk Gosslinger as well. He's also a new member of my team. I don't know if you guys remember the sport open house. He put that one together for me. I'm empowering my young team. Huh? James, Idalia, and Frankie. Now, James is here. I'm sending out much love and respect to Idalia and Frankie. They couldn't be here tonight, so I want to recognize them as well. I want to mention, because everybody mentioned him tonight, and he is part of my team as well, Mr. Siegfried Hodge, a future Hall of Fame famer. Where is he? Is he still here? He left? Okay, I'm gonna still keep him. And also Miss Jackie Richardson, sorry. I want to also recognize her for her hard work. I know my colleague here, Mr. Cornett, did not mention these guys, but it's important to mention them because they do the hard work at all of our facilities. We are eternally grateful and await the day that we can give all of these people that you see here and those who are not here what they truly deserve. So I want to show them a great thank you for all of your hard work. And thank you to all of you who came out. Thank you to the dignitaries who came out. We really appreciate your support. It's very important that the athletes and the organizations and the parents could see that you are here to support sports on St. Martin. Thank you to all of the legends. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Claret Connor. Give him a round of applause, please. He helped us tremendously in the development of our Legends for Basketball. His knowledge and background in basketball was a tremendous support for us, and we are really grateful for your assistance and the interviewing that you assisted us with. I really appreciate that. To the athletes, thank you very much for your hard work. To the parents, continue to support your athletes. To the organizations, continue with your hard work. And to everyone, the general public, together we can all come together to make sure that sport can continue here on the island and that all of our athletes could reach the levels that we want them to reach. Thank you very much. That was our Brown Pelican Sports Awards for 2022.
Yeah. So you're done?
Yeah,
In closing, shout out to everybody who came out this evening. I know it's a Sunday and you guys came out looking well to represent our legends. As a lot of the people that came to the microphone this evening who mentioned, we got to get our St. Martin athletes international. We got to get them going, especially basketball, because tonight we're celebrating basketball and I want to see more legends on this stage. I want to see future legends on this stage because I'm tired of turning on the TV and watching basketball and there's somebody from Antigua, somebody from Barbados, somebody from the Bahamas, somebody from St. Kitts. I want to see our basketball players on TV. Quick story, true story. We do have quite a few Division I basketball players from St. Martin. And a couple of years ago, I'm a big St. John's fan, college basketball, had the TV on, was in the kitchen, had the TV on, wasn't paying attention. All of a sudden, the announcer on the television was talking about the starting five for the opposite team. And as they're going down the list of names, he said, from St. Martin. And I was like, what? It was Dion Butte. I don't know if you guys know Dion Butte. Division I, Central Connecticut, and I had no idea about this young man. I was like, what? This guy's from St. Martin. He's on ESPN, starting five, playing basketball. Long story short, I talked about it the next day. His mother got in touch with me. I got in touch with him. And the next game he played, that was in New York City. I flew to New York to go see this young man play. He played Wagner College, and I never met him, but I was so enthralled that we had somebody from St. Martin in Division I basketball playing on a national level. I flew to New York, met the young man, he left me tickets, we met him, we took pictures, and now I think he's in Europe or somewhere playing basketball still. So we need to get our athletes on a professional level, because I want to turn on the TV, an NBA game, and see our first professional basketball player. I need to see that. We need to see that. So all my ministers, my sponsors, we have to work on that. And I also want to see our St. Martin flag at the Olympics. That's the day I will cry and look at TV, when I see that St. Martin flag walking into the Olympic Stadium. Anyway, enough of me talking. It's been a great evening. You guys get home safe. God bless. Good night. And thank you for coming out.